Here's the 30-second lesson on what legends know. Never practice nunchucks in a crowded room. Never eat chole before a road trip. Always take your shirt off before you iron it. Don't take a call near a swimming pool. And don't forget, saving is not investing. Legends don't just save, they invest in mutual funds. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
This is the high noon of the election season. Now we are reaching the final stages and there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of speculation, particularly because these days, because of EC's restrictions, there are no opinion polls, there are no exit polls. So there is speculation. There is also a lot of betting. So people also look at Falodi, for example, in Rajasthan, which is the capital of betting in India, or supposedly the capital of betting in India. However, we know that over time, this whole betting thing has also become just a story of pop psephology. Nobody really knows what's going to happen unless you've held a serious opinion poll, or even more importantly, an exit poll. That we don't have as yet, and those also go wrong. In the absence of that, what is it that we can do? Because I know everybody is curious. All of you are curious in terms of what might happen, and you are hearing various versions. So one story that you are hearing is that no, BJP will do much better than the last time. That's what the Prime Minister is saying. That's what the Home Minister is saying. That's what Mr. Nadda is saying. All of them are saying that. And a lot of the other people are saying that because the largest number of voters still belong to the BJP. So that support base is there. That chatter is strong. There is also the opposite chatter, which this time is stronger, let me put it that way, than it was in 2014 or 2019. 2019, in spite of the Pulwama Balakot impact, there was some chatter that the BJP will not do so well, but this time the chatter is much stronger than 2014, when a lot of the people on the other side of the fence from the BJP, from Narendra Modi, didn't want to accept or didn't imagine that he will get a majority. And the fact is that he got a very narrow majority. He got 282, 272 is the majority mark. That said, in this chatter now, this is now very heavy chatter. Chatter is so heavy that the markets are beginning to get anxious and the markets are getting a little bit neurotic and they are responding. And you find that VIX, which is India's fear index, which tells you how much volatility is expected in the market, that's gone to very high levels. People who have the money are easy to scare because they have a lot to lose in the short run, immediately. That's why they are worried. So markets are worried. Markets look spooked. At the same time, Amit Shah has said, I think some question on these lines were put to him, and he said, this is the time for you to go ahead and buy. So everybody is playing their games. We don't have an exit poll report. You're also seeing a series of articles that Yogendra Yadav is writing on ThePrint, where he's carrying straw polls. So he's going to places, talking to a certain number of people, a finite number of people, and he's finding those people who voted for the BJP the last time to see the intention to vote this time. So then his calculation, not mine or the Print's, by his calculation, he would like to believe that a substantial number of BJP's voters from last time are now willing to change their minds. So he draws his conclusion from that. Now, we haven't done any such thing. I haven't gone out. In any case, even if I go out, I don't think I will have the energy or the patience to talk to 300, 400, 500 people in a constituency. That's almost like a poll. What I'm going to do for you is look at the numbers as they exist and try and draw some messages from those numbers, because all numbers tell us something. So the first number, the basis of all our numerical analysis of the elections and election prospects based on one key data point which we have used multiple times. So if you've been watching Cut The Clutter, particularly in this election season, you are familiar with this. That is the number of 224. That is the number of seats that the BJP in 2019 won by more than 50% of the vote. So once again, people on the other side of the fence from the BJP and Narendra Modi, who say, oh, BJP will now be down to 230, 240, 250. They have to also remember that for that to happen, BJP's opponents will have to defeat the BJP in many of these seats which BJP won by more than 50% of the vote the last time. That's going to be very, very tough because one side got more than 50%. All the other candidates, including the major opponent of the BJP in that seat, together got less than 50%. So that is a mountain to climb that we've spoken about in the past. Now we take that analysis one step forward. Who is the BJP's main rival in the states and in the seats where the BJP did so well, where the BJP got more than 50% vote in so many seats? So the main rival there is the Congress party, and therein lies the next key to this election from these numbers. So if there were 224 seats in which the BJP got more than 50% vote, of these 224, 153 were against the Congress party, where the Congress party was the main rival. So that tells you that to bring the BJP down from their basic number, which is 272 or thereabouts, that's the majority mark, the Congress will have to reverse the outcome in many of these seats. Now, you might say, if you're on the Congress side, look, fortunes change in elections. You can lose one election, you can win the next election. Then we also look at some other data, and we look also at the momentum. So 224, I'm sure you are also curious to know if 153 out of 224 were won by the BJP by more than 50% vote against the Congress party. From where did the rest come? So the rest, those were divided amongst many parties, but the larger share, 20 Samajwadi Party, 16 BSP, 6 RJD, Lalu's party, which is now in partnership with the Congress party. Samajwadi Party also is in partnership with the Congress party now. In 2019, they were in partnership with BSP. Then 5 All India Trinamool Congress, 4 Janata Dal Secular, that is in Karnataka, which is now a partner with the BJP, so on and so forth. So rest were then divided, many others then in 2 seats, 1 seat, 2 seat, 1 seat. Main thing is the Congress party, and Congress has been the weakest rival for the BJP and the easiest for the BJP to defeat in the last 2 elections. I'll share more data with you as we go ahead. For example, I told you also look at the momentum. So with this analysis, I will also keep pointing out some momentum points for you. If 224 seats were won by the BJP by more than 50% in 2019, in 2014, how many seats did they win by more than 50%? They won 136 seats. So 88 more seats than 2014, they won by more than 50% vote in 2019. That means this momentum was propelling them forward. So they bring that momentum with us. The other important thing is, interesting data point, you might say that, all right, it looked like the 2019 sweep for the BJP was much bigger than the 2014 sweep, right? And yet, because 2014 they got 282 seats, 10 above the majority mark. In 2019, when the BJP sweep looked much bigger, a lot of seats were won by very high margins. They only got 303 seats. That's only an improvement of 21 seats. So how come they got so much more vote? How much more vote did they get? In 2014, BJP had 31% of the vote. In 2019, the BJP had 37.5% of the vote. In the Indian system, that's a lot of vote increase. But all that vote increase gave the BJP only 21 more seats. What does that mean? That means that BJP's vote increase was in areas, in seats, in regions, in states where it was already strong. Where it was strong, it became much stronger. And because it became much stronger, its victory margins went up. What that means is the BJP starts out this election that much stronger in these seats, because not only has it won these seats twice, but the second time it won these seats by larger margins, and the gap between the BJP and its closest challenger which in most cases is the Congress party, only became wider. That's why it will be that much tougher for the Congress party in particular in these seats, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat. Those are the key states, Maharashtra, Karnataka. Those are the states where Congress party is up against the BJP as the main rival. Himachal, Uttarakhand, Haryana, to some extent Punjab, to some extent Delhi. So in all these areas, in all these states, it's going to be that much tougher. So the data tells us that, all right, there might be some indications on the ground, that there might be a lack of enthusiasm on the ground, and there might be many people who voted for the BJP. Maybe, I'm not saying they will, maybe they will not vote. But even if they don't, see the distance that the BJP's challengers will have to cover to reverse the fortunes in this election from 2019. Having said that, I bring you to some more data points. Look at the number of seats in the last election, 2019, that were won by, say, more than 3 lakh votes. 3 lakhs is a very large margin, right? More than 3 lakh votes, 131 seats, 131 out of 543 in the entire country were won by any party, by more than 3 lakh votes. Of this, how many did the BJP win? 105 were won by the BJP. Out of these 131, won by any party by more than 3 lakh votes. That's again a very big margin. Now let me take it one step ahead. This was 3 lakhs and above. Suppose we say seats won by more than 2 lakh votes. 2 lakhs also is a very large margin. Again, for someone to reverse that, reversals have happened in the past. So I'm not saying it can't happen. But 2 lakhs and above also is a very big cushioning. If you seats won by any party by more than 2 lakh votes, that was 236 in 2019. 236, the figure will appear on a screen. 236 seats out of 543 were won by any party in the 2019 election by more than 2 lakh votes. Out of this 236, 164 were won by the BJP. 164, and the remaining seats won by all the other parties with more than 2 lakh margins only add up to 72. So BJP has a lot of cushioning there. Of these, again, I told you I will use this data and I will keep taking you to the next level of the same data. I'll keep dicing it further and giving you some analysis or some wisdom, or what wisdom I can draw from it. Of this 164 out of 236 seats won by any party by more than 2 lakh margin, 164 was won by the BJP. Out of this, 114, that is 114, was won by the BJP against the Congress party. So once again, the onus and the burden is on the Congress party. If the BJP has to be stopped, or if the opposition or India alliance wants to stop Narendra Modi short of that 272 mark, then the Congress party has to really dramatically improve its performance. 114 out of 164. Now let's cut and dice this data even further. Look at the seats won by more than 5 lakh votes. 5 lakh votes in 2019. 17 seats were won by any party by more than 5 lakh votes in the 2019 election, of which BJP won 15. 13 of these were won against the Congress party. You will see the data on the graphic, and this graphic also we've used before in an earlier story by Amog Rometra as the other graphic on that 50% plus analysis. So you will see the basic data, but since I'm cutting it one level further, of the 29 seats that BJP won by a margin between 4 to 5 lakhs, of the 29, 19 were won against the Congress party, and then 2 Samajwadi party, and the rest, one here, one there, like that. So once again, 19 against the Congress party. 3 to 4 lakh category, the BJP won 61 seats with a margin between 3 to 4 lakhs, of which 50 came from the Congress party. And you know, one more little factoid, in the last election, 2019 election, 4 seats in all of India were won by more than 6 lakh margin. All of these were won by the BJP. All were against the Congress party. So this underlines to you, one, the degree of difficulty for Modi's challengers, BJP's challengers, and second, Second, also the kind of turnaround in voter preference that has to take place for tables to be turned in areas where the BJP is strong. Because where the BJP is strong, it has only become much stronger between 2014 and 19. In the rest of the country, it hasn't mattered so much. Now, there is another way of looking at this data and these maps. Again, let's go back to our first set of charts. It will come back on your screens. That is the number of seats won by more than 50% in 2014 and 2019. You can see the number is shifted. The overall number has moved from 136 in 2014 to 224 in 2019. We said that earlier, but see the states where change has taken place. In Uttar Pradesh, it was only 17. These are color-coded maps. So darker means more seats won by BJP with 50%. And you can see how the map has become, how large swaths of India, particularly in the Hindi heartland, have become deeper pink compared to 2014. That's the momentum. 136 to 224. In Uttar Pradesh, 17 to 40. In Madhya Pradesh, 20 to 25. In Karnataka, 12 to 22. And remember, the last time Congress and JDS were together. In spite of that, in Rajasthan, from 18 to 23, the first number is for 2014, the second number is for 2019. In Haryana, in 2014, BJP won only 2 of the 10 seats by more than 50% vote. 2019, 9 of the 10, only 1 seat, Rohtak, where Dipinder Hooda was the Congress candidate, that was less than 50%. Gujarat, no difference, nothing changes there. All 26 in 2014, all 26 in 2019. So that is the only state where no fresh momentum has come in, because I presume momentum had been maxed out even earlier. Then some states of real difference. Bihar, only 2 with 50% plus in 2014, 14 in 2019. Assam, only 3 in 2014, 7 in 2019. And then Jharkhand, lo and behold, none in 2014, 8 in 2019. Now, you can say that this was Pulwama Balakot impact. And it is not wrong to say that Pulwama effect is very strong. But momentum is momentum. When people have voted on one side, the level of disillusionment, for them to vote the other side, particularly for those who voted twice in the same direction, for them to vote on the other side, either the offering from the rivals of Narendra Modi in BJP has to be so much more attractive that they change their behavior, or their disillusionment with the current government has to be so strong that they just decide that whatever happens, we want this government out. Because that is the kind of change that will be needed on the ground for these numbers, for the existing numbers to change substantially. Is that change taking place or not? I don't know. Don't ask me. You have many more Gyani journalists and experts who are traveling across the country, writing, also giving you their view, their wisdom, their best assessments. You also have the Satta Bazaar, if that's what you want to look at. And you can look at all of this and then start dumping your stocks or whatever, or buying more stocks as Amit Shah has advised you. All of that, I don't know. All of those things, in any case, are only 3 weeks away. In 3 weeks, we'll know what's happening. While before letting you go, I will also give you one more data point, and that's an important data point. In 2014, Congress got 19.5% vote, about the same as they got in 2019. The Congress vote percentage was mostly stagnant, or you might say mostly solid. 1 out of 5 Indians voted for the Congress party in both elections. That didn't change. Congress party will also see it as a positive that they have that much loyal vote base. Important thing is that the gap in the seats that they fought in the 2014 elections, the gap for them, the median victory margin for the seats the Congress won, right? Congress only won 44 seats, 2014. That was 13.6%. In the next election, 2019, while the Congress won 52 seats, it came down to 8.6%. So that tells you that Congress's own victory margin in the seats that they won came down between 2014 and 2019. So that's another data point that we cannot ignore. The other thing is that 2014, in all the seats where Congress was the main challenger in all the seats where Congress was the main challenger for the BJP, that is 189 seats. Out of that, the BJP won 166. That is 88%. In 2019, in 192 seats, Congress was the main challenger for the BJP. The BJP won 176. So that strike rate of the BJP versus the Congress went up from 88% to 92%. Now I know if you're on the Congress side, people on the Congress side, or if you're critics of Narendra Modi and BJP, you will say, oh, this data doesn't matter. This is the data from the past. However, this is the only data we have, and this is available for us to analysis. So we are not predicting any outcomes. Outcomes can change. Outcomes can change dramatically. For that to happen, this is how dramatically the voter preferences will have to change in India.